honored guest this afternoon is an extremely talented and prolific author and photographer. We happily acknowledge his gifts and contributions in those creative disciplines, but we're actually here today to recognize the artistry and innovation he's brought to the craft of playing the guitar. We know him as a member of the Police, one of the most successful rock bands in modern music history. But an artist of his stature is not simply deposited on the mountaintop of success fully formed. Years of commitment and dedication when the road ahead is far from certain. This is where experience and creative wisdom lay the foundation on which innovation and success may be earned. As a teenager, he was transfixed by the guitar. As he himself said in his book, Light Strings, "I am a guitar addict. The vein was struck at the age of 13 when, in a moment of epiphany, I saw Eddie Cochran on TV rocking out with a fat Gibson strapped to his body. From a small TV set, a deep blue twang emerged and bathed the room in blues and sex. This is where it started. And oh, what Eddie Cochran had wrought. Beginning with, and no offense to anybody in the room, shall we say, an inexpensive, nay cheap, Voss guitar, practicing the licks he heard on albums by Wes Montgomery, Kenny Burrell, Barney Kessel. The apprenticeship had begun. Not many years later, he finds himself in mid-60s London, a center of new musical and cultural expression. He played in an R&B band, an acid rock band with the best name ever, Dantalion's Chariot. Was briefly a member of both the Soft Machine and the Animals with Eric Burdon, memorably authoring a 4-minute, 15-second guitar solo on a version of Traffic's Colored Rain. He spent 5 years here in Los Angeles studying classical guitar and trying to find his way in music. Returning to London, he is fortuitously introduced to his future bandmates. You may have heard these names, Sting and Stuart Copeland. Together they forged a sound unlike anything heard previously. Andy essentially redefined the role of a guitarist in a power trio. His clean, chorused, echoing guitar sound, fresh chord voicings, minimalistic, textural approach to the instrument, opened ears, and made a huge impact on guitarists across the musical spectrum. While their first tour of America was done together in a van, sharing hotel rooms, I would love to have been with Sting at that time, he was not long before radio hits, million-selling albums, and sold-out world tours, Grammy Awards became the norm. And every time we heard a new song, there was his guitar, fluidly finding the space between Sting's reggae and jazz-influenced bass and Copeland's propulsive drumming. His passion for discovery and innovation led him to the Roland GR300 and GR700 synthesizers. He became an early pioneer and enthusiastic supporter, expanding his sonic palette and consistently finding ways to keep the sound fresh within the trio format of the Police. In the years since, he's recorded with progressive rocker Robert Fripp, toured in an acoustic jazz duo with guitarist John Etheridge, infused creative guitaristic elements like open strings and distorted electric tones into his covers of Thelonious Monk and Charles Mingus, and reached for broader textures in his own jazz-oriented compositions. His is a body of work that speaks to a musical curiosity, a passion for sound and texture, and a creative spirit that seemingly finds new outlets every day. So at this point, allow me to bring to the stage 2016, I hope these guys are ready, Boss Lifetime Achievement Award winner Jeff Baxter. Where are you, Jeff? Junichi Miki, Yoshi Ikegami, and Jay Wanamaker. And now, in recognition of his outstanding musical achievements and contributions to recorded music in the music industry, we are pleased to present the 2017 Roland Lifetime Achievement Award to Andy Summers.
Well, I do feel like I should say a few words. Thank you very much. It's amazing hearing all that stuff that Scott was saying. It makes me feel incredibly old and ancient. But I'm not. And I'm still using Roland gear. I do notice everybody's dressed in black today, which is a little strange. It feels a bit funereal, fashion-wise. So thank God we've got all those little coloured boxes to stamp on. We need those. So, you know, I'm very happy to get this, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm happy to be anywhere, actually. Yeah, you know, I've been using this Roland equipment for a really long time. Certainly since the early days of the police. Before that, all I had was bass and treble. There wasn't much else around. And so we've had a long relationship. It's been very good for me because, you know, as we sort of emerged with the police and I tried to develop the guitar sound, of course, I started to acquire more and more of these little coloured boxes. I can't remember the names of everything because there were so many of them. And so I've got a permanent limp in my right leg now from so much stamping on those boxes like an insane person. Years of it. My thigh muscles are very well developed, actually, when you keep pressing those buttons. So there's a good physical aspect to it, and I would encourage it. But you know, just to you know, pay tribute to what Roland did, they've got to get off. Oh, thank you. Oh, no, this is better. Yeah, no, this is a bit more showbiz. I like it. Yeah. All right, I'll come out in the middle now. Well, you know, the musical ability and the creativity are sometimes encouraged by having these devices. I can't say that, you know, hopefully you know your music and you know how to play and everything, but all these things that came from Roland in particular were able to open up what I was able to do in the police in particular, which of course became the most popular thing I did, or I think anyone has ever done. You know, for instance, I used the I think it was the GR300 on the Don't Stand So Close to Me, which sold over 1 million singles alone in England. Walking on the Moon, all those hits all featured Roland products. So, you know, if I hadn't had them, I might not be standing here today. That's a dreadful thought. You know, because, you know, I like to get this stuff. In fact, I want more and more of it. Why not? You know. So, it's an interesting time, you know, technology and music, you know, pushing the edge forward, and I think Roland are leading the way in that. And I'm sure I wouldn't have made as much money if it hadn't been for Roland. But I am going to encourage both Sting and Stuart Copeland to give all their royalties to Roland, because without the sound of the guitar, they wouldn't have had that, would they? Let's just go there, shall we? No, I'm kidding, but no, actually I really mean that. I'm going to get to it. And today, I'm still making records, of course. I put out a record last year with a lot of Roland sounds on it, and the latest one, of course, I'm using their VG99, which is terrific. You know, I have to sort of bullshit the guitar magazines that I got all these different old amp sets up and vintage sounds. Actually, it was all in the VG99. It was all there. That's great. We didn't used to be able to do that. They really did a very good thing there, and I love the fact that you can do all those open tunings through the box. For those who are interested in such things, such weirdness, like tuning all your guitar strings to E only, it's a sort of ultimate guitarist dream. We really are in E now. Yeah, good. I might try J next week. We'll see. So that's it, basically. I'm very happy to be here to get this and, you know, be part of the whole Roland thing. You know, I hope we do go on. You know, I've got their drums now, which are really fantastic. I'll say that was a transformative for me. Because I really want to be a drummer, actually. All this stuff with guitars is a joke, really. Anyway, that's a nice little box right there. So, I don't think I have any more to say, except thank you very much to Roland. Thank you for the award. Thank you for listening to me, and see you later. Bye.